Hello, everyone. In this video, we're going to show you how to file a fiduciary income tax return. Before we begin, these videos use example numbers for the purpose of demonstrating how the Maine Tax Portal, also known as the portal, works as a system and the basic mechanics of how to use the portal. The videos do not constitute tax advice. If you have a question about how to file your own taxes, how to file taxes for your business, or how to file the taxes you are preparing on behalf of an individual or entity, you should seek assistance from a tax professional. Now back to the content of this video. This is a non-logged in activity, so we'll begin on the Maine Tax Portal homepage. Here, various options are organized into categories using separate panels. We're going to navigate to the top right panel called Quick Links and click the hyperlink to file a return or form. From here, we are going to review the right panel called Estates and Trusts and click the link that says Submit Form 1041-ME. First are the instructions and general information. As always, we'll read these thoroughly before we begin. And once we've done so, we'll click Next to proceed. Next is the identification page. Required fields are indicated by red asterisks. But before we begin filling those out, we'd like to draw your attention to the Save Draft button at the bottom of the screen. We can use this at any time to halt our progress and save that progress. Or we can use the Cancel button to halt the activity and not save our progress. Or we can navigate back to a previous page by clicking either the previous button at the bottom right of the screen or by clicking a previous page name in the blue bar at the top. So we'll begin filling out the required fields, including our EIN. And again, to confirm, the name of the estate or trust, and our tax year end, which we can select from the drop-down menu. And we'll click Next to continue. On the Paid Preparer screen, we could fill out any information, if applicable, for our paid preparer. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're just going to click Next to proceed. And on the next screen, same thing. If we had a third-party designee, we could fill that information out here. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to click Next. Next is the entity information. We'll select our entity type from the drop-down menu. The estate or trust residency is going to default to resident. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to leave that as is. And we are also asked if this is our final return, and we're going to say no. And click Next to proceed. Next is the fiduciary information. We'll enter in the name and title of the fiduciary or trustee. Select their ID type and enter in their ID number. We'll also provide the mailing address of the fiduciary. And as always, addresses must be verified by the United States Postal Service by clicking the blue hyperlink. And once we've done so, we'll click Next to continue. Next is the Return Questions page. We would answer yes or no as applicable to our situation. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're only going to say yes to the first two questions. And then click Next to proceed. On the Schedule 1A, we can indicate if we have any income modification additions to report. And if we had multiple, those would be totaled at the bottom of the screen. We'll click Next to continue. And same thing on the Schedule 1S. If we have any income modification subtractions to report, we'll indicate those here. And those would also be totaled at the bottom of the screen. And our net fiduciary adjustment is auto-calculated for us based on our total additions and total subtractions. We'll confirm that this looks correct and click Next to continue. On the Schedule 2, we'll fill out the beneficiary allocation of federal income and Maine source income. We can do this by clicking into the table and beginning to type in the information. And as we do so, we can see that additional rows are added in case we need to enter information for multiple beneficiaries. If we make a mistake and need to correct something, we can click back into the field and just edit that information. If we've made a mistake and just want to start over, we can remove a row by clicking the X in the leftmost column. Once we've entered in all beneficiary information as applicable to us in our situation, we'll click Next to proceed. Next is the Schedule 2 estate or trust allocation of federal income. Our percentage is already auto-calculated based on the information provided on the previous screen. So we'll just enter in our share of income for the estate or trust and click Next to proceed. Next is the return screen where we'll fill out information as applicable to our situation. In this case, we're going to fill out our federal taxable income. And for the purposes of this demonstration, we did have a fiduciary adjustment that we provided earlier. So that is added and our Maine taxable income is auto-calculated for us. If we had any withholding, estimated or extension payments, real estate withholding payments, or credit carry forward to report, we could also provide that information here. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to say we don't have any and click Next to proceed. Next is our Schedule A, where we can enter in any refundable or non-refundable tax credit information as applicable to our situation. And once we've done so, we'll click Next to proceed. On the return summary, information throughout the return is reiterated back to us. We'll confirm that this looks correct and click Next to proceed. On the attachment screen, we can attach any supporting documents that we have by clicking the Add Attachment hyperlink, selecting the type of file, browse for our file, and click OK. We can see that type of attachment has been checked off the list, and the attachment shows in the table below. If we've made a mistake and need to remove an attachment, we could do so by clicking the Remove hyperlink. Or if we have further attachments to add, we can repeat that process again. For now, we're just going to click Next to proceed. Next is the balance screen. Here we can see our overpayment or amount due based on the information provided throughout the return. For this demonstration, we have an amount due, so we are asked if we'd like to make a payment now, and we're going to say yes. And click Next to continue. On the payment screen, we'll indicate our routing number, account number, and account number again to confirm. We'll also indicate whether this account is checking or savings. Our payment date will default to today, but we can future date this if we so choose, provided that the payment is not yet past due. The payment amount will default to the total, but we can select another amount if we wanted to. Either way, we'll be asked to confirm that amount again. And click Next to proceed. On the declaration page, we'll check the box indicating that this return is true, correct, and complete, and enter in the first and last name of the person filing this return. And again, to confirm. And then we'll click Submit. We are asked to provide our email address, twice to confirm. And then we'll click OK. That email address reiterated back to us on the confirmation screen, along with our confirmation code. This information can be used to search the submission at a later time. And as always, we encourage you to make note of this information for your records. That concludes our demonstration of how to file a fiduciary income tax return. Thank you all for watching.